Hi everyone, it's Chris aka Lady Taka, and it is time for this week's haul video for thrift stores and a church bazaar. The church bazaar was insane today. They had like double, if not triple, the stuff they normally do. They literally had boxes under at least two huge lines of tables where they had just random figurines thrown in. So I filled the basket and then I started grabbing like fabric items to wrap things in, and I grabbed a cardboard empty box I found to fill to check out easier. Um, but I think I grabbed about 20 items, including like pillowcases and shirt and that. Um, and I donated 15, I think. So I think it came out to like 75 cents to $1 an item, depending on if they survive the look through now. I didn't have time to really make sure like it was a perfect piece or not. And then yesterday, Dad and I went to Ishpring for a community multi-family sale, and it ended up being one person's tables. There may have been like two, and only one table had any pricing on it. So I assume that was not hers. But as soon as we walked in, I realized it was her, and there was no bake sale. I basically walked around one very fast time and walked back out because the last time she was part of one of those, she like priced hers at full on retail value. Um, so, which is fine if you're, selling to someone who wants to buy one collectible thing from you for their own collection, but it doesn't quite work. But we went to St. Vinny's in Ishpring, and Thriftish was open because it was Friday. So, and I'll probably go back on December 1st to St. Vinny's in Ishpring because they usually put out a bunch of Christmas then, although they put out a couple tables of like loose ornaments. But they didn't have any of like their tree toppers out or garlands or anything like that yet. So I do have quite the haul, so hopefully you can stick around for it. I also got a few things at Goodwill earlier in the week, including, which I will start down here with the tote I got. I paid $3 for it. Like, it's a tote, so I mean that's worth a buck right there. And then only these two didn't have a full box. This could help for random packing, but also there's a ton of like jewelry boxes. Technically, one of these still has like a cheap ring in it too. There's some wrapping paper at the bottom, just like little folded bits. There's a couple bags, and then like this bag is full of gift tags. So I think I got my $3 worth for that because I use all the jewelry boxes packing any jewelry I've found. These we might be able to use as drawer organization because these didn't have like their bottoms or a top. So, all right, let's see. All right, I have not tested this. I don't know if someone was going to write a price on there, but oh, you had to take out just a little bit of that. All right. Shall we see if the Disney Jack in the Box thing works? Shall we? Okay, let's see. Well, it does technically work. I didn't have face in the right way, but just looks like Mickey's a bit faded here. See, and I didn't get to do that at the place, so at least he makes noise and technically works. So that is a win. Got this for 50 cents, just a cute little Woodstock. I may actually just put him with the Snoopy with earmuffs I have as a little bonus item with that when that sells. We'll see. I don't think he's that special, but it might be fun to see. Oh, that tag came out, but not the actual tag. Okay. The one shirt I got, which does say it's by Liquid Blue, extra large. It says it's pre-shrunk cotton, but it is this awesome Grateful Dead theme shirt, and I'm definitely gonna have to wash it like 3 times before I wear it. This one says it's from 1994. Although I will look and see if it's actually worth anything. I don't think it's a tour shirt per se, but it definitely is a cool image. And you have the front of the bus, and then on the back, I mean, how awesome is that? You know, you got the back of the bus, but whoever had the shirt before definitely was either really into pot or really into patchouli or both. So that needs to get washed, even if I sell it, because holy crap. I may even just go put that in the wash by itself right now. Similarly, normally I don't grab towels, but I felt like I needed some cushioning for my breakables. So I grabbed this cute little SpongeBob towel. SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, look, Gary the Snail's on there too. And then also for cushioning, I think this is actually a king size pillowcase, but it felt so good. It's like a vintage type. Don't know if there's a tag in here or anything, but I do like using vintage pillowcases on my bed along with the ones with the current sets, because I tend to keep 4 pillows going in my room, although I only keep 2 on the bed at a time. But had that one, and then this one. Of course, they had no like sets or anything, but it was just chaos. They had quarter ornaments at St. Vinny's in Ishburn, so I grabbed these 3 that obviously were in a set together. Millennium Falcon, and X-Wing, I think, and another little ship. So I thought I could sell those as a set. And then got this little metal one. It is marked Reed and Barton on the back, so I thought that one might be interesting. And cute little house. Picked up this torso bust figurine made of glass. It looks like it's an angel. And it's kind of this iridescent carnival glass-like feel. Possibly a microchip down here on the base. But it's smooth, so it's an older chip. But I do believe this has a mark on here that says Fenton. So we tried that. And then I was nice and left the larger one. There was a larger one in blue there. So I left that for someone else to get. And then I grabbed this green with blue base lucite dolphin. And it is signed on the back. A. Boyner, 104 of 1500, 1992. But, and so far it doesn't feel chipped or anything. So, again, I have no idea what this is worth or anything, but it looked cool. But there was one that was like double the size. I was just like, I can't handle shipping huge ass things anymore. It's just not worth it to me. So I rescued her because I was pretty sure no one else would rescue an angel without wings. So I will, of course, make her record wings. And normally I wouldn't rescue her because it's so hard to get the glue off their heads usually when they glue something like a hat on. But it looks like they used like really, really cheap glue. So I think I can salvage her. But this seems to be the color of angel I'm finding this year. This is my 4th angel, well, 3rd full angel where, you know, she might not have wings, but at least she has arms and a head and this thing. This is harder to make than anything in the bases. But I have 3 all wearing gold dresses, and then I did find a set of hands and arms and legs even earlier this year. So found a couple bear ornaments. We've got this one that says wired for the holidays. And he's flocked. I haven't researched most of this, so but he was out of the section of ornaments and marked separately. And then I found this one that says Baby's First Christmas from 1993, where it's kind of like a gingerbread star and some stockings, and looks like he's got a little... Which nickname of these shall I use? Anyway, in there. Found this in the figurines. I think it's Precious Moments just by the design. And there is one little chip in the back here. Although I don't know how you chip it in there without chipping this. That's impressive. Yeah, it does say PMI, so Precious Moments Expressive Blossoms series. But it had this cute little caterpillar on it. And then this will probably end up in Dad's village. I think I have to try and wash the face though a little in the car. But it's like Betty from Archie and Pals, but it just was so cute I threw it in. Nothing too expensive. Grabbed this little Snoopy engine of a train. And apparently when you push it around, this should go up and down, but I haven't, tested it or anything yet. I don't know. Can't get traction on the bed, but we'll see. It's still cute either way, and maybe someone's just needs that to finish their train. Got this cute skateboard riding raccoon. He's also flocked, where he's got not plasticky but furry feeling fur. It is marked Hallmark 1985. And then I did grab this flocked one where I wish the first listing that came up when I just looked this one up in the car real quick. It is one of the Frosty Friends series. Now, I've sold some from the A's in the box for like 40 to 50. Someone is trying to sell this for $245, and I can't figure out why they think theirs is more special, because this is flocked. And there are other listings for $10. I'm so confused. So I'm going to see if the other listings aren't flocked, or if there was a special mistake or something I should be looking for. But I never pass up a Frosty Friends ornament. All right, here's my one mistake. I did not realize this was a salt and pepper shaker, or I would have looked for his pal. It is marked, or it's an Oreo and it's an Enesco, but maybe someone broke one half of their set and will need a replacement for theirs. There's just a little tiny chip off the end. But otherwise the beak's intact in that. And I got this from St. Vinny's. It is a little resin figure, angel playing a violin, and it is marked Dupose, Italy. And I got this ornament for $1. It's an Elvis Presley ornament, complete with tag. It says it's a Kurt S. Adler on here, but it is marked artwork at Joe Petruccio. So it must be he works for Kurt Adler. So and then I think I either have this listed or one similar, or had one listed in the past, because it looks familiar. It's a little two birds sitting on a candy cane. It says Christmas is love. Could have sworn I've sold that before. And then I got two of these snow buddy ones where they're snowman, but these two, are the same one, but I thought I would save them together. It is Red Hat Society themed ones. So I thought that was cute. Grabbed this little hat rack. They had another mini hat rack there, but it was way more rusted. So I will usually just list this as dollhouse furniture, although I will test to see if any of the hats that I bought before fit on this. I don't think they do, though. I think it would be a much smaller hat. And I grabbed what I assume is a Fenton hat. It's a larger one, so it's not a toothpick holder. But it's got that button and daisy pattern, I think, on it, and it's white. Grab this cute little guy. I think he is missing his tail, which is impressive, since I had another version of this a little larger, and the tail literally wrapped the body. So I think this one might have been the design they improved upon, but I will list that flaw. But it just means the farm wife got one of the mice. That's it. Although this is like a long-eared mouse kind of thing. Grabbed this because it was just so different. Like a plate with an edge straight on. Has like an owl on it. And then this weird mark of something 31 something, I think either in Japanese or Chinese. Haven't looked anything up yet, but I thought that was different. So one of those things you grab just to research. This is a Norcrest angel. This is November's angel. And I think she may have had an injury at one point. I'll have to research. I do have a book I can research, and this feels weird, but it might have been them in the factory doing it, because it does look like it has the right paint color on it, and it is really dirty. I'm going to suspect this was in the home with the smoker. I think I'm going to have to definitely clean it, but I was so impressed her wings were still there, and then I was really confused why November's was like the harvest theme angel. And then grab this Joseph's original. This is a January garnet by Joseph. She does have her hand here, and her other hand is laying flat under the flower. And I was kind of shocked, since these were all just in boxes, that it does not appear broken. It still has its little rhinestone. So far, I haven't found anything wrong with it. Grabbed a different bird. This one says it's a Goebel. It was originally $13 whenever they bought it. It is marked West Germany, so it's an older Goebel. But thought that was cute. I did pass up on a wooden reindeer someone had made, because I couldn't figure out how you would hang on the wall. The thing was here, but that would mean that would have hung upside down at some weird angle. Then the last thing from the sale today, from the church sale, is a miraculously non-broken prayer lady, kitchen prayer. Almost every time I found these, they're either their necks have been sheared off or they have a giant chip in them. I think I've sold the napkin one before. I think I have a like little plaque figure one just to sell still. But I was really impressed that the only wear is like on the feet. And again, really, really dirty. So this one says dinner prayer. Be present at our table, Lord, be here and everywhere adored. These morsels bless and grant that we may feast in paradise with thee. But it's an UNESCO piece. Got this for $0.25. It is what's in the box. And similarly, this I paid up for, but it is not complete. Some of the really tiny pieces are missing from the box, but all three of the purses are there and a couple of the accessories. But I'm sure someone might be missing something from theirs, because especially with the way those fall over. Paid $1.50 for this Swedish wooden doll by Buttigieg. I'm not sure how to say it, but she looked interesting, so I grabbed her. And then I grabbed for $1 this Blue Sky Heather Goldmick votive holder, because she tends to sell well, and it didn't look like one where there was a whole other giant piece that would be missing from it, and he surprisingly didn't look chipped. Did break down and buy one kid's book there, because I was looking through the kid's book because I have that other doll. I'm looking for the book that goes with it. But this is a Muppets book of Dog City, which is really rare to find anything. And it's like a detective thing, but it barely looks red. And I got this for 99 cents. Figure I can always display figurines on it. I may indeed switch this into my own display and take out one of my wire racks, because sometimes the figures don't like the wire racks as well. And Might move one of the wire racks into my holding section for some of these guys, because when you have a wide base, you don't need this flat surface. You can just have the wire. For 99 cents, I grabbed a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 puzzle. I'm trying to be picky with puzzles. And then this is my surprise. I paid $2 for it. It's a Department 56, and apparently the only sold or even listings I could find from decades ago were like $50 to $60. So we'll see. But he has a music box, and he does move. Winter Wonderland is what it plays. And the hat does come off his head and reveal he doesn't have a top of his head, because it fell off in the car and I almost freaked out. I'm like, look at that. But it's so you can reach the gears, I guess. But it is very cute. Let's flip you around. Yeah, we're not covering your eyes with your thing. So, and I guess he's in a chimney. And I'm guessing he's supposed to be a reindeer or a moose of some kind, but he doesn't have antlers, so a little confused. But he does have this cute little sweater, and he's got mitten hands or paws, but it's very cute. So that is everything. For the next 3 weeks or so, it'll just be thrifting, probably maybe an estate sale here or there. The next church thing isn't until the first weekend in December, like December 5th or 6th. So, but that's okay. I have a little bit of a death pile because I haven't quite caught up from my last 2.5 weeks of finds yet. So I'm going to try to list one new, list one old, list one new over the next 3 weeks, and then hopefully make some finds at the thrift stores during the week. But yeah, I didn't do too bad for a sale where I couldn't check the items for damage while there. I only have one thing that's really broken, which is, this little guy with his tail gone. But I don't know if he still stands fine, so just make sure to list the defect in the listing. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll put my links for my Trashkateer Treasure shops on Etsy and eBay down below.